Hello everybody and welcome back to Rogue Tech, where we are doing an attack and defend mission here, and we have decided to stay for the reinforcement waves. They will arrive in 4, 8, and 11 rounds respectively. We don't exactly know where they're going to be, but we're just going to move the Boar's Head slightly forward here and brace it to sink that heat off. That'll be just fine. Our allies are going to move a bit forward as well, and did we just exit combat? I guess so. Probably because we're a ways away from the medium military building right now, and there are no enemies on scope right now. Yeah, that's going to re-enter us back into combat by moving forward, so we're just going to have to move up over here and sink heat this round, I guess. We're mostly looking for renewable weapons to fire on the base right now, because we have 3 more lances to do. We've already taken down 2. The Cascatel moves up, of course. Not too much to say about that. The Salamander is going to move forward, and we're interested in seeing if we're in range of the medium lasers. We are not, so we're not going to bother with that. Padilla moves up, of course, and the Orion is going to hop in. And do we have range for the ER medium? No, we don't. Okay. Like I said, I'm not interested in spending ammo on this right now, because we're mostly just sinking time at this point. The Bull Shark with the medium lasers, there's no way.
Will be done.
The Awesome, however, absolutely can fire some energy weapons over here. And we'll do exactly that.
Roger that.
Excellent. 150 damage in there. The Magcat Mark II, it's not going to happen. We're just going to move it on up and brace. So we see 2 rounds at this point until the next reinforcement wave comes in. That's very good to know. And we can fire the pulse lasers here.
I'm taking this shot.
Cool. Good damage there.
Commander?
The Mauler can close on in, and of course it has quite a lot that it can fire at this building.
Target acquired.
We missed that last one, which actually means we don't take down that building. Makes me very sad indeed.
Commander?
The Boar's Head is not capable of firing on the building with energy weapons. There are no energy weapons on the Boar's Head. That's a perfect location for us to get Reinforcements Inc. And we just exited combat. That's unfortunate. I'm sad. Well, the Boar's Head is going to park right here.
Coordinates received.
The Bull Shark is going to head on forward, and we're going to just get into position for taking care of this incoming lance. The Mauler will move on up.
Rolling.
Magcat Mark II. The Salamander.
Position
The Orion. Everybody's going to be in position for this lance, approximately, anyway. Here they come. What do they got? We see a Crow Scout helicopter. We see a Shrek. We see an Alicorn and a Chaparral. Okay. So, I mean, nothing too major here, in all honesty. Just waiting for the Crow to figure out what it wants to do. It wants to stay put. Interesting choice, to be sure. The Padilla moves up, fires on the Shrek. Misses. Okay. Sounds good to me. At this point, this is our Salamander. Our Salamander is going to stay in its cover. We're not going to fire AX, I don't think, at the Chaparral. I don't think it has enough armor to justify that. And we're just going to fire this. We may as well Warlord, because it's going to be up for the next reinforcement wave. So there's no point in not. I do want that Arrow 4 out of there. And it's gone. They do not get to use their Arrow 4.
Target neutralized.
Perfect. Next up, what do we got? We've got our Magcat. Sure. So the Magcat's going to come in over here. It's basically the same archetype as the Salamander, except that its hit odds are far lower. We're going to have it go for the Crow here. And this will be fine. This will absolutely shoot down that Crow. In fact, I'm only going to fire 1 MRM-40 here, because everything else will definitely shoot down the Crow.
Locking on.
There we go. 1 Crow out of here. So they're at 50%.
Standing by.
The Bull Shark is going to step up, and we're going to fire at... It doesn't matter. We're going to fire at the Shrek because it's slightly further away from us.
Affirmative.
in case we miss and stray shot ourselves. We don't want that to happen. Or just stripping some armor off of there for right now.
I'm ready.
Next up is the Awesome, which should be around here. We don't want to get too close with the Awesome. And it doesn't really matter which we shoot at.
Acknowledge.
We may get some stray shot in there, but we didn't. Okay, now what? Well, our ally moves. The Manteuffel is going to attack the Shrek and get nothing done. Okay, sounds good.
Yes,
The
Commander.
Mauler is going to sprint forward here and get some LOS.
Got it, Commander.
And we will fire on... The Alicorn will be better, but I would have preferred to fire on the Shrek.
Firing.
Regardless, we got a decent amount of armor off of that Alicorn, so I like it.
Standing by.
The Orion is going to be positioned right here.
Copy that.
Okay. Hexalite PPC versus triple Northstorm Gauss Rifle. Well, our hit odds are better on the Alicorn, so that's what we'll take. We will even Warlord that. Again, it will be up for the next reinforcement wave.
Roger that.
Okay, good armor removal there.
What do you need?
The Corsair is going to step in.
Let's move.
Once again, we want to hit either of these. Both Gauss Rifles missing, sadly. We got some armor off of there and a structure exposure, which is a big deal. At this point, our Atlas is going to move in, not there, but here. We're going to drop our artillery on the Shrek, and we're going to hope that splash damage finishes off the Alicorn. Sadly, we only hit armor there. The Jest does not fire at all, which means that they get a chance to move. Sad. I was hoping that they wouldn't. But we'll see how much damage this does. It's down to RNG now. The Shrek just runs away. As does the Alicorn. Okay. I'm not sure why they chose to do that,
Ready for orders.
but I'm okay with it. The Orion is going to position right here for optimal range for the missiles, the LRMs, and this will finish off the Alicorn. I'm quite certain of it. Its rear armor is quite weak.
Let's see how you like this.
We did miss the Gauss Rifle, which is very sad, but it doesn't matter. The Alicorn is out of here.
Yes, Commander.
The Salamander is going to move up. Once again, I don't think
my
there's
way.
any point in firing the different types other than improved. I think that this is plenty to take out the Shrek.
Copy that.
And there we go. Reinforcement Wave 1 is gone. We've got 3 rounds until Reinforcement Wave 2. So let's move up with our Awesome and commence the firing at these military buildings.
Target confirmed.
1 structure down.
Target destroyed. Standing by.
Excellent. The Madcap Mark II is probably not going to be in range of its medium lasers here.
Let's move.
I'd be shocked if it was. Yeah, just the MRMs. I'm not going to fire MRMs. The Padilla moves up. We don't care.
Waiting for
The Boar's Head is not capable of firing at the base, so we will instead brace.
Yep.
The Corsair will move up, and we do have large pulse lasers that we can fire.
Take this.
I believe we stray shot our friend there a bit, but I'm sure it's fine. The Jess moves around a bit. We don't care. The Bull Shark is going to continue to advance. We'd love to see this reinforcement wave come in a little faster, honestly. I wish there was a way that you could speed that up. That would be hilarious.
double time.
The Mauler doesn't have LOS, so we're just going to sink heat. That's fine. Cascatel, Padilla not doing anything of note. Same with the Manteuffel.
Orders.
Now the Madcap may be starting to get into medium laser range here.
Confirmed.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Copy.
We hit 3 of those. I like it.
I'm your spaniel.
The Awesome moves up, and we're going to fire once again on this small military building.
Firing on on target.
2 buildings down. There do not appear to be turrets,
I'm
which is
here.
fine. The Mauler is going to sprint in over this direction,
Roger that.
which will give it LOS to fire on this medium military building. Not with the LRM-10, thank you. We hit with 3 of those large lasers. We'll take it.
Yes, Commander.
The Orion is not really set up
Aye,
for
aye.
taking out these buildings. Yeah, we're not going to fire that. Not right now.
Let's do this.
Not when we've got 2 more Lances to take out. The Salamander will just move in and fire those medium lasers.
Confirm.
We hit both of those. Great.
Commander?
The Boar's Head, of course, not
Moving
in a
to
position
position.
to attack those buildings right now.
Awaiting
The
orders.
Bull Shark will continue to sprint on forward, although it doesn't sprint very quickly.
Yeah?
It doesn't need to, being an artillery platform. We'll move up with the Corsair, and we will fire on this medium military building with our large pulses. Excellent. Solid damage there. The Jess 2 moves up. We don't care. Reinforcements are inbound over here this time. Cool. We're out of combat, I think, so we're going to have to sprint over that way
Coordinates received.
On the move.
and prepare for the next
Got it.
lance.
Acknowledged.
Sounds good.
Location confirmed.
We'll just head on over there.
Move order received.
And here they come. Another local government lance. What do they got? We don't actually know.
Good to go.
We're going to move up the Orion as much as possible and see
On
if we
my
see
way.
anything.
Double
We do
time.
indeed. We see a Typhoon, a Marauder, a Warhammer 2C, and a Testudo. Okay. Hit odds. On the Marauder, 33%. On the Typhoon, 37%. We'll Warlord that, and we will fire on the Typhoon.
Firing all weapons.
Decent armor shred there. We're going to be a little hard-pressed to hit them in round 1 this time, but that's okay. The Salamander will sprint in as close as possible. At this range, we'll almost certainly want to fire improved MRMs. Checking hit odds, 21.2 versus 23.8. Okay. Typhoon it is. We'll Warlord that, and we'll fire at the Typhoon with our 26.4 now. It's not great, but we'll shred some armor off. Excellent. We'll see what our allies do. Probably not a whole lot, if I'm honest. And now there's an enemy that moves here. We'll see who. The Marauder. Stays stacked up. I like it.
Receiving you.
So the Madcap Mark II is able to get in range here.
On it.
And the Marauder may actually be our best hit odds here. 18. It's not great, but we'll go ahead and fire this, and we will Warlord that.
Affirmative.
They've got laser AMS, but we managed to pop some of it anyway. Get it nice and
Will be
overwhelmed.
done.
The Awesome is going to close in over here,
Onward.
and we will shoot at almost certainly the Marauder. Yeah, definitely the Marauder here. We'll boost those hit odds a bit. This is side arc as well, so that's good.
Affirmative.
Laser AMS going absolutely ham over there, but we're okay.
Good to go.
Our Boar's Head is going to walk in,
Right, Commander.
and I would actually like to fire these in direct fire mode on that Marauder. The hit odds aren't great. We're probably better off in artillery mode. That is a good amount of splash damage. I like it. The Padilla moves up, does not fire.
Yep.
The Corsair is going to get LOS over here,
Understood.
and we're going to, once again, open fire on that Marauder, for sure. Light them up. We will even Warlord. No point in not Warlording right now.
Acknowledged.
Excellent internal damage there. That's fantastic. We got multiple engine crits out of that. That Marauder may well die to the Long Tom, which is exactly what we want to see. The Jess fires at the Testudo. Actually, that could kill the Marauder too, but it doesn't. Good splash damage, though. Very nice. The Testudo moves up, stays stacked up. I
Commander.
love it. The Bull Shark is going to move over.
Copy that.
We're going to fire at the Marauder. It is kind of the most centrally located there. So we'll go ahead and do that. Actually, there's still a decent amount of armor on that CT, but we'll see what happens. A solid hit there. AMS still doing work, but overall, that was good. The Typhoon stays fairly stacked up. It's not super close, but it's okay.
Orders?
The Mauler is going to want to close in over here. We're going to sprint to get better LOS.
Got it, Commander.
And we're going to continue to hit that Marauder. This could easily kill the Marauder. I believe that was an ejection. Yes, that was an ejection. The Warhammer 2C stacks right there. Beautiful. The Padilla fires at the Typhoon, does not hit. Okay.
Receiving you.
The Orion is going to close in over here.
Acknowledged.
We probably want to go for the Warhammer 2C here, but let's check hit odds. 56. Yeah, definitely the Warhammer.
Confirmed.
Cool. Lots of internal damage onto the Warhammer
That
there.
hit something good.
Orders?
The Madcat Mark II is going to sprint its way in here. We don't see too much, and I'd like at this point to fire on the Testudo. Hit odds aren't good, but we'll shred some armor. Excellent. Okay. Next up is our Boar's Head.
Affirmative.
And that is going to go for the Warhammer in direct fire mode, I think. They're all pretty much exactly the same. We can't actually Warlord that. We should have last time, but we'll do it this time.
Firing everything I've got.
There's a backstop there, so that's good. Yeah, that Warhammer is in extreme duress now.
Critical hit, Commander.
No firing from our ally there, sadly.
You.
But the Salamander can absolutely close in over here.
Copy that.
Once again, I would like to go for a vehicle, if at all possible. 51, 51, 75. I do still want to go for this Testudo, I think. I want to shred that armor off. I feel like the MRMs are massive overkill on the Warhammer, and I want that, a structure exposure, so that the artillery can really start doing work. Same thing, honestly, with the Awesome here. I want to go for the Typhoon
On my way.
and shred its armor. We do have an overheat. That's okay. Actually, that straight up killed the Typhoon. I did not expect that. But we'll take it.
That's a kill. My mech's overheating.
At this point, the Bull Shark is going to stay put, and we're going to drop our Long Tom on the Warhammer 2C.
Target confirmed.
That's an engine destruction. I was hoping that it also took out this vehicle.
Enemy down.
Sadly, it didn't. The Just 2 moves up, fires on the Testudo. This could easily take out that vehicle, and it does. Perfect. So there's one more reinforcement wave inbound, and we're just going to turn with the Mauler for right now.
Location confirmed.
And we're going to fire on this medium military building. We do have a bit of heat building up, so we're just going to fire the 3. Okay.
What do you need?
The Corsair is going to also move up and fire on that military building. Without the Gauss rifles, but everything else should be good.
Here we go.
Okay. More damage there. We've got additional reinforcements inbound, basically exactly where we're standing. We did just exit combat, so we have to get out of this round, and we can't really focus on the base, but that's okay. Padilla just kind of moves around. Sure. So the Boar's Head needs to try to get some distance here. As much as possible, really. The Bull Shark as well. We need to get distance.
Roger that.
The Corsair will park here in the cover.
Copy that.
The Awesome actually can't get out of here because of its heat. Oof. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting it to drop right on top of us, so there's that. The Mauler can turn around. The Madcat Mark II can get in position over here. The Salamander over here. We'll see what happens to the Awesome.
On my way.
We've had previous times where the ship dropped right on us and it didn't actually do anything. So we'll see. Nothing. Okay, another enemy Lance in the AO. And what do we see here? We see an Annihilator, a Frankie, an Atlas, and a Timberwolf. The Cascatel is not going to do anything of note. We do not move the Awesome until phase 18.
What's up, boss?
But the Orion can very easily park, like, right here and go for this Annihilator. I would like to move back a little further, but this will have to do. Just checking. Yeah, we'll position here. Let's check those hit odds. Timberwolf. I really think that the Annihilator is the choice here. So we'll Warlord that, and this could kill the Annihilator rear arc. All it's got is dual heavy Gauss rifles. Those will hurt, to be fair. We had a little stray shotting happen there. And just a little bit of damage, ultimately. Okay.
Yeah?
The Corsair is going to move out over this direction. We can only fire side arc. And looking at the hit odds, we'll fire on the Frankie. There's a reasonable chance that we stray shot. To the point where I don't think I'm even going to Warlord here.
Copy that.
Okay, we got a decent amount of damage in there. Structure exposure on the Frankie. The Frankie moves immediately. Now, it may well go and attack our Awesome. If it does, that's okay. The Awesome is overextended. There's no doubt about it. And that's exactly where it goes. But it doesn't actually attack.
I'm receiving you.
The Awesome can... Just checking options here. We could go behind the Annihilator. I don't think that's a good choice. I think instead we're just going to back the Awesome over here. We're going to Vigilance it. And then I think we go for the Frankie. Yeah, that's a big amount of damage into the Frankie.
Reporting critical hit. I'm out of LRM.
And now the Madcat Mark II is going to make sure that it's in rear arc, which it is. I'd like to close in a little bit here for ideal range on that Annihilator. And this will have to do.
Coordinates received.
What are those hit odds like now? 38. I did expect them a little higher than this. But we'll fire on that Annihilator's rear arc. We are going to have to go down to standard MRMs for one of these.
Locking in.
So let's see what we get. We did get a structure exposure. Ooh, heavy Gauss rifle explosion. We took out both of the heavy Gauss rifles. That actually, that was only one. I was going to say that that Annihilator had no weapons left, but it does. We're going to move in over here with the Mauler, and we're going to look to finish it off. It is unsteady now, so this is just free.
On your tail.
Compact engine crit, improved heavy Gauss rifle crit. The Annihilator still isn't dead, but it's incredibly close.
Good to go.
At this point, the Salamander is going to come in, and I think we go for the rear arc on the Atlas. We're going to want to fire, I think, AX ammo and improved ammo. We'll Warlord this, and we'll hit that Atlas rear arc.
Firing an enemy stick.
We did stray shot the Annihilator a little bit there. And that's actually the Atlas just straight up dead.
Enemy, I am out.
And the Annihilator ejecting.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, then. So we don't really want to utilize artillery right now.
Affirmative.
We're going to not fire the Long Tom, but everything else at this Frankie, this is at its weak arc.
Confirmed.
So that's good damage to the Frankie.
Target's taken a critical hit.
Excellent.
Out of LRMs.
Next up, of course, the Timberwolf moves, but the Manteuffel will move first and fire on that Frankie, getting solid damage in there. That'll be a knockdown and 2 pilot injuries in total once the knockdown happens. Excellent. Now the Timberwolf will move. We haven't really touched the Timberwolf, but no matter where it goes, it's in serious trouble here. Interesting choice.
Good to go.
So the Boar's Head is going to close in over here. And I think we're just going to go for the Frankie with the LRM. We're not going to bother firing artillery.
Roger that.
That should be a kill. And indeed it is. Yeah, this is no problem whatsoever. The Jess is going to fire at the Timberwolf. This is going to do some splash damage to us, I think. Oh no, it's not firing at splash damage. I like it. That's actually really solid. Good job, AI. You did something useful. The Cascatel moves up, fires on the Timberwolf. Stray shot us a couple times there. Didn't expose our structure, though, so that's all good. The Awesome is actually going to move up over here, and we're going to go for the enemy base. We're going to fire on this medium military building. Because we don't really have LOS to fire on that Mad Cat. Or rather, Timberwolf. Same thing.
Awaiting orders.
The Bull Shark is going to close in over here, and we're going to drop artillery, actually, on the base. We don't need the artillery anymore. We don't have to conserve ammo.
Engaging
So this is fine.
target.
Kaboom.
Commander?
And the Boar's Head is honestly just going to move in and rear arc kick the Timberwolf.
Moving to position.
We missed the kick. That is really unfortunate.
Systems recycling for another shot.
We got some decent LRM hits in the rear arc, but that was not as good as I was hoping,
Order.
if I'm honest. The Orion is going to pop back over here,
Moving out.
and this will probably kill the Timberwolf, if I'm honest. I'm just checking. Yeah, our ammo is fine. Go ahead and do it. There we go. All the enemy forces are gone.
Hostile eliminated.
Fantastic. Let's finish off the enemy base. The Salamander will move up over here, and it should easily finish this. Oh yeah, absolutely. We're just going to fire the single MRM-40. We don't need any more than that. There we go. 3 of 4 structures destroyed, and the Padilla moves up. Isn't going to be very useful because the AI won't shoot at the structures.
Commander?
But the Mauler can move on in and lob LRMs at the medium military building. There's no way it kills it, but it can do some damage. Cool.
Good to go.
Magcat Mark II is not going to have anything that it can fire at that.
Yep.
The Corsair is not in LOS.
Roger.
That's okay. We'll just sink the heat. And we're out of combat.
Right, Commander.
Well,
Let's move.
that's unfortunate.
I'm walking here.
We're going to have to just move up. It'll take another round. I wish it wouldn't take us out of combat like that. Like, there's still a military building up there. Come on. Let me fight it. I mean, we could do ground attack with our artillery. That is something we could do. Yeah, we're still out of combat. So the Boar's Head is then going to do exactly that. We're going to attack ground right here with our sniper artillery in artillery mode.
Got it.
And now we have enemy contact. Okay, that wasn't particularly great, but the Bull Shark is going to do the same exact thing, firing the Long Tom in artillery mode. We got additional damage to the building. The Corsair will have to move up. Hopefully now we're going to actually be in combat.
On my way. Copy.
So up we go, and then we'll be able to fight it next round, I
confirmed.
think? No, we're not in combat. We are still not in combat. Okay. Well, we're going to use this Corsair here, and yeah, we can't fire it out of combat. We're going to attack ground, I guess, right over here with everything we've got. Hopefully we hit it. We kind of don't. We got an enemy contact there, so that's something. The Boar's Head is, of course, going to attack ground with its artillery. Hopefully finishing it off this time. There we go. Okay. That whole out of combat thing was irritating for sure, but let's get out of here. All targets eliminated. There are no more enemies to fight. So yeah, that was not too bad, all things considered. We barely took damage. There's a little damage that we took, but it was not bad. very, very pleased with that outcome. We definitely took out 5 enemy lances and an enemy base. There were not turrets, so we can't really argue that it was 6 enemy lances, but that was pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so what do we want here? Annihilator parts? Absolutely, Annihilator parts. Something like that. There we go. That'll do. We also got Atlas parts and Igor parts and just lots of good parts there. Planned medium pulse lasers we'll keep around. And do we need light engines? I don't think we do. Listen kill ammo, not really. TBM ammo, nope, that's a hard pass. But that's a lot of good mech parts. I'm actually pretty pleased with that. That was very solid on the salvage. We're going to be able to put together some 100-tonners if we want. And really replacing some of our existing, like replacing the Awesome with an Annihilator, I think would be a solid upgrade. We'd have to think about how we wanted to outfit it, whether we wanted it to be that same like 600-ish meter range sweet spot that we've got right now. But it would definitely be interesting to think about. I don't think we took that much damage, probably no more than 150,000 C-bills worth. Although I wouldn't be surprised to see 200,000, I guess, but I'm going to stick to that 150,000 mark. We'll see how that goes. It is past time to put a cut in here, so as soon as we know what those repairs are going to cost, I will go ahead and do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and let's see what Yang has to say here. That's far less than I thought it was. 66,000 C-bills. I love it. And with that, I will see you all next time.